Yo guys, Matt from Upsilon Mining, back at you with another video today, and we're going to talk about the Gold Shell Mini Doge Pro, of which I have four. You should have saw it in the intro video. I don't have this particular version. I have the black cased version, is the kind of generic looking version, which I prefer actually. I don't want it to be shilling Voss coin or anything like that. I just love black things. I love black cars, I love black clothes, I love black anything black, man. My shingles are black. It's just an awesome color, right? So I got the four black Doge miners, and I wanted to talk real quickly about the profitability with regard to these mini Doge Pros. Currently, right now, Dogecoin is sitting at about 6.5 cents per coin, and that is obviously down hugely from its all-time high, along with the rest of the market. So we're sitting around today around, like I said, 6.5 cents roughly per Dogecoin, and it was up to almost, obviously, all-time high. We're talking like at one point it was up to like, 70 cents or something like that, right? So 10 times more valuation. So I want to think bearish. I want to think bullish long term on Dogecoin. I think Dogecoin will eventually get to a point where it is back to its former glory. Elon Musk is doing a lot of, I'm not sure if he's just joking around or whatnot, but he's doing a lot of promotion of the coin itself, including actually this new article, this recent article that I found posted on July 7th, that Dogecoin is actually being accepted now by Elon Musk, and Elon Musk in Boring Company. So that's like, if you don't know what that is, that's like the underground tunnels in Vegas that he's building there. And if he accepts Dogecoin, I think this will be a predecessor to a lot of other companies accepting Dogecoin as well. If a big name player such as Elon Musk is obviously promoting the coin, whether it be a joke or not. I mean, this almost looks like a funny joke. It looks like he's laughing about it. He's like, this Dogecoin, dog coin, whatever. But I think just because this company is adopting it, and if it goes well, lots of people start paying for it, other companies will also look at why the Boring Company is adopting, why Elon Musk is adopting it, and they might also start to adopt it. If there's enough widestream adoption for Dogecoin, because it has underlying utility as a payment, and the transactions are relatively quick too, so you can pay fast with Dogecoin. I think that's going to help push the value of the coin up as well. The only problem with Dogecoin I see is that there's no limit supply on the max supply. So if you take a look here, there's no max supply, so which means there's 132.67 billion Dogecoin basically. So there's no limit on it. So it kind of removes the element of scarcity with regard to the coin. If you check out another coin such as obviously Ethereum or Bitcoin, let's look at just Bitcoin just for now. There's going to be a maximum supply of 21 million, and that 21 million will be hit in about 120 years or something like that. It'll never go above and beyond that. So at some point, that's why every time there's a Bitcoin halving, they actually emit less and less coin. So the idea is to actually maintain a high value of that coin. That being said, with no limitation on the Dogecoin max supply, this thing could be continually minted till infinity, essentially. I'm not an economist, or I haven't been in the crypto space long enough to know what that's going to do. But it's obviously not affecting it too much, because we are a steady 6.7 cents now, and it was up, and this is down with the rest of the market. So I really do think that long term, being a little bit bullish on Dogecoin could be a good play. So what these miners actually do, if you take a look here, I'm going to enter the 12 cents per kilowatt hour. Obviously, this is going to depend on basically your electricity rate too, so don't follow this video if you're paying 25 cents per kilowatt hour. So right now we're looking at about 16 cents Canadian profit per day, which isn't a lot, but hey, that's still profit, which means that I am still making more money on top of this Dogecoin miner versus just buying the coin outright. Also, there's a degree of fact that I bought these four pieces of hardware through my corporation as essentially business deductions. Like these four miners, like each one of these miners, I actually get to write off and depreciate over years and years and years until the whole thing's been written off. If I were to take money, okay, let me explain this. If I were to take that money and pay myself through my corporation, because I'm self-employed, my corporation is a separate entity, so I'm not a sole proprietorship. A sole proprietor is much different than a corporation. Corporation is a separate legal entity. Sole proprietorship is just you operating as a business. So you're not protected under the same sort of liabilities and whatnot, and you can't do your taxes in a certain way as a sole proprietorship. Now, I'm obviously not an accountant, so obviously get your advice from a real accountant and find out the nuances of that. But that being said, I'm taking the hardware and I'm writing the hardware off, and I'm using the hardware then to burn the electricity, which is also a further write-off, business write-off, to generate the crypto, to put it into a crypto wallet, which is and once it's in the crypto wallet, it actually becomes a capital gain, and I don't really have to pay tax on that until I take it out. And when I take it out, I plan to take it out and deposit it directly into my corporate account, so it becomes business income, right, versus personal income. I'm not going to I never pay myself anything directly except my personal investments. Now, if I were to go and spend the same amount of money every month and pay myself that money to pay the Dogecoin, due to the tax bracket that I'm in, you can't forget. I know Max Voltage likes to talk about this, and I saw a little bit of an argument the other day with Max Voltage and Hawk Crypto about this. And Hawk Crypto is kind of on the same side as I am with this. Max Voltage is saying, well, why don't you just go buy the coin? Yes, you can buy the coin, but don't forget, if you're making $100,000 a year and you pay yourself extra money to buy that coin, the government's going to stick a big stick up your ass to basically tax that money first. If you buy the hardware's a write-off. If you buy the hardware and use the hardware, the electricity to run that hardware is also a write-off. The money that you generate from that crypto is a capital gain on your business. But at that capital gain, if you still spent way more in the first couple of years to buy the equipment, then it's actually made back. I'm talking about the ROI. You don't pay any tax, because let's say if your capital gain is only let's say $5,000, but you spent $10,000, you're still operating at a loss of $5,000. You're minus $5,000. So the government's not going to tax you on a loss. They're going to only tax you on the profits, right? So that's kind of why, with the corporation, say the same thing goes as myself. I am an expense for my company. So when I pay myself a salary amount, okay, that's a deduction for my company. Okay, so if the company makes $100,000 a year and I give myself $50,000 a year, $50,000 off the books is basically a deduction. If I spend another, let's just for simplicity's sake, I spend another $50,000 on mining hardware, electricity, cables, and all this other crap to run the mining business, that is also a business deduction. Therefore, now we're at zero. If I spend more than that, let's say I borrow some money from the company, I'm actually at a negative now. And I actually am in a negative if you don't make as much as you've spent, right? So if you spend more than you've made or generated in profit, you're at a loss, and you can carry those losses forward. This is why that argument of just straight up, the rule of basically saying, okay, well, if you buy the crypto, you're better off than just buying the equipment, right? Because you can buy more. Like, he's not wrong if you're an individual, but I think he's looking at it at a point of an individual standpoint. So if I was making $100,000 a year, okay, gross, okay, you're not going to take home $100,000 gross, okay. You're going to pay like 25 to 30% tax on that, or depending on where you are, or more. So you might take home $70,000, okay? So if you start taking that money that you've already paid tax on, okay, and you now start investing it and dumping it in Dogecoin and other profits, like they're saying that, oh, that's better to just spend the money, that's very short-sighted, because you're not thinking about the tax savings you are getting by buying a piece of hardware, mining with that piece of hardware as a business, writing off the electricity, taking that profit, taking the coins that you mine as capital gains for your company, not you, and you can hold in your company as long as you want, and you're not going to pay the high personal taxes that you will be paying if the same thing as if you took money from your employer and started putting the money in. Now, this can only work if you have a business. Like if you have a hot dog stand, if you got a restaurant, if you got a delivery or courier service, you're doing something as a business, you take your money and you dump it into buying hardware, right? You can only do it that way. But I think a lot of people are thinking in terms of they have a job at a company and they're getting taxed no matter what, right? So I can understand it from that standpoint. So if you really want to succeed in mining, I suggest you start a business. I mean, it's never... I'm very entrepreneurial, right? So I don't mind, suggesting that people go start a business, and that business can be anything. It doesn't have to be in crypto, right? So it could be something related to crypto. Like let's say you're good with computers, right? You can open a business building computers, building gaming computers, and you could also do mining. You know what I mean? So you can buy the hardware off Amazon or off Alibaba and in bulk. Build those computers out, sell them to customers, take the money that you have from that, and either grow that business or take that money that you've made and profit from your company. Okay, so before you do all this, go register a company, take the money that you made, now go invest it back into the company and buy Doge miners, and then use the money to pay for electricity. Like you create like almost like a snowball effect with the business, right? Where one line of income goes to fuel another line of business, right? It's no different than a company like let's say GE, right? GE wants to, what does GE build? GE builds like appliances and like home like electronics and things like that, right? So let's say GE wants to all of a sudden get into the, they want to start building cell phones, right? So they would take the money that they've made from their other lines of business, okay? So like selling appliances and whatnot, consumer electronics, and now they want to build a phone. They want to build their own GE phone, right? They'll take the money that they made, spend that money on R&D, on supplies, on hardware, and all that stuff. And all that stuff is business deductions. Even though the money itself came from a different line of business, it's still a business deduction because now they're in the phone business, right? This is kind of what I did. I was in the software business. I still am in the software business, but I've taken the money, like my basically the profits that I would have made for my company, and I'm investing in another line of business to continue growing the operations, right? And being a software developer like I am, I could also branch out into the mining space at some point. Who knows? Maybe I'll write a miner, a piece of code that's a miner. I was thinking of starting my own coin or something some point. So like, there's so many possibilities, right? So I'm just saying, guys, don't think so close-minded that you only make this much money through your employer. You can only do this. Start a side hustle, just like DJ keeps saying, DJ Mines, right? He's always saying, start a side hustle, and then use that side hustle to fund your mining operation. And it's fun too, and you can do something that you enjoy, right? You might be able to do something else that's kind of related, or if you're in mining, you tend to like technical stuff. Maybe you like 3D printing, and you start a little 3D printing business where you print like custom objects and cases and things that people might want, right? On a you do it kind of like a contractual, or almost like a pay, kind of like a, what I'm looking for, like a per job kind of thing, right? Start a business doing that, or doing, like I said, I like working with electronics or building computers and reinvest that back in. So this is kind of why it makes no sense. So let me just talk a little bit about Doge mining here, because I kind of went off on a tangent there. With regard to the profitability in this, we're at 16 cents per day. Like I said, I'm gonna write off all my electricity on this pretty much. So, and I bought this unit through my company, which is also a write-off, and I'm only making 16 cents a day. And that's fine for me, because if I were to have, say, look at the amount that this is generating per day, let's open up the pool that I have here which I'm using F2 pool. I like this pool because there's all kinds of different coins, and I'm not sure about it, but I'm thinking of using it for other coins as well. But yeah, use Litecoin here. So you go over the Litecoin. What you're actually mining is Litecoin, and you're getting paid out in essentially. You're getting paid out basically in Litecoin and Dogecoin. So I got 4 of these up here, a total of 887 mega hash, looks like right now. So man, I love to hit a giga hash though on Dogecoin. So I got 4 of these mini Doge miners, and they're only using about 230 watts of power each, which isn't that bad. If you look at over to the revenue tab here, we can see that I've made per day here roughly 0.85 giga hash a second per day. So that gives you a daily amount. We're making about 0.015 Litecoin, and then I'm also making a Dogecoin about 20 to 27. I added a 4th miner there, so I'm about 27 Dogecoin per day as well, and I'm getting paid out in Doge every single day, right, into my wallet. So basically looking at this right now, 27 Doge per day at the current price. Let's just do a little bit of this basic math here. Sorry guys, I'm trying to bring my my calculator over here. So I'm making about, say, 27 Doge per day, plus the Litecoin too, right? So say just look at the Doge part of it. So 0.065 Dogecoin per day. So $1.76 per day in Dogecoin, right? So that's all I'm making right now. But let's say Doge goes up to 50 cents, which isn't even the high, right? It was at the highest was 70. So that's not even the highest. I think it'll go beyond that. I think it'll hit $1 at some point if you're just patient enough and wait long term. It could take a year, 2 years, or 3 years. Just gotta be patient. 27 per day, 50 cents, making 13 bucks a day, right? If it goes, obviously if it goes to $1, that's basically twice that. So you can make in $27 to $30 a day for these Dogecoin miners, and these Dogecoin, and that's US dollars, right? By the way, so these Dogecoin miners, I didn't pay like the crazy $700 per. I kind of waited till everything kind of hit rock bottom, and these mini Doge Pros right now on Alibaba, I got these for $305 US each. All right, $305 US each, and these were going for like $700-800 I think back in a few months ago even. So if you do the math on that, like the ROI is pretty crazy. Like if it just goes up to you know, just 50 cents for Dogecoin. We're talking like literally $14 a day times 365. Oh my God, is it? No way. Holy crap. Okay, look at this. So let's say Dogecoin just goes to 50 cents, just 50 cents. That's not the high, not even the high. The highest was like 70, and I think it'll go beyond that. These 4 Dogecoin miners are making $5,110 per year. Each Dogecoin miner costs like say 400. Should have said 1,600. It's like $3,500 in profit just there. Just if it goes to 50 cents. If it goes to a dollar, $7 grand a year just from these Dogecoin miners. And if it goes up more, obviously more. So I'm pretty long-term bullish on Dogecoin. I think it has a lot of good things to go, a lot of good, you know, a lot of good headway where it can go up in the value in the charts. And I think it's a good, smart decision, especially if you do things as a business, right? I mean, buying this stuff through a business, I don't mind doing because I feel long-term it's going to pay off. I'm gonna, in the short term, at the very least, benefit from the tax deductions and not having to, because I don't want to. What else am I gonna do? I'm gonna pay myself, you know, an extra 50 grand a year, and buy a car, like a lot of people do, and go into debt buying a car, spending all this money on a car payment. How many people buy brand new cars and lose a crap ton of their investment within the first year? Like, you buy a brand new car, most brand new cars anyways, I'm not talking like a Tesla, but most brand new cars you buy, after a few years of driving, the damn thing's worth like nothing. Like literally, you lose 90% of the value, depending on like how far you've driven and the condition and so forth. But like a car is a horrible investment. Yet you got millions or billions of people around there with car loans. Right, so like, I like to think that as us miners, we're smart, savvy, you know, thinking of the future. This is investment into your future. If you go buy a brand new car, that's not an investment. That's just something that's going to depreciate and hold you back. Right, I've done it multiple times. Talk from experience. New cars are a horrible experience. I'm never gonna buy a new car again. Anyways, guys, that's it about the Mini Doge Pro. I think these are still great. They're still profitable. 16 cents a day Canadian for me right now. If you got a different electrical rate, let's just put in the 10 cents US. So if you're at 10 cents US right now on this, for this miner, you're still, yeah, you're still profitable. You're at 11 cents US per day. So I think if I move up a little higher up, let's go a little higher up. Let's go up to the 13 cents. Yeah, if you're above 13 cents, you start losing money. But like I said, with that tax savings, you with the deduction, you're still ahead, even at a small loss. So we're still at Let's say we're at 6 cents a day. So if you're between 11 to 12 US per day, you're kind of running very close to the bottom. So you could probably push it if you got 12 or 13 cents to run these still, and it's still profitable. And I think this only has up to go, right? So I'm not too worried about the expense. It was only literally $1,600-$1,700 for 4 of these things, and they're running nonstop. And if Dogecoin takes off, man, it's just gonna be a sweet ride no matter what. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna kind of leave it there. Anyways, guys, I will see you next video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and see you later. Bye for now.